This is passage 2, the social science passage. Social science is more reference oriented. Any of the strategies will work on social science. If you're going to try to map it, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions that have line numbers. And then you have a question that's about the passage as a whole. So it's really 6 questions that tell you where to look and what to do. Number 11, the main point of the passage is, it's often good to wait and answer this question last when you've spent more time with the other questions. It's a pretty easy question. So we're going to go ahead and answer it here. So the main point of the passage, so we have 2 stories that readily come to mind. The first is about tunneling through a mountain that was more than expected, but it ended up being beneficial to Massachusetts. And the second story was about a bamboo company that became more prestigious because it had to find creative ways for solutions. So just knowing that, you might pick the correct answer. You can also go topic sentences, which are generally going to be the first or last paragraph. In this particular passage, it's the last paragraph. It says, entrepreneurs take risk, but that does not see himself as a risk taker because he operates under the loose, useful delusion that what he is attempting is not risky. Trapped in mid-mountain, people discover the truth, and because it's too late to turn back, they're forced to finish the job. The one that most says the main purpose of the passage is choice B. People who accomplish difficult feats often begin by underestimating the challenge they will face. Number 12, in contrast to the tunnel anecdote, the mill anecdote includes information about. So we find that mill anecdote here. Let's just break it down. Specific ways the problem was solved. We definitely see that here, and we didn't see the specific ways the problem was solved. So F is going to be the answer. Let's break down the others, process, eliminate just to be sure. Reasons that people invested in the project. It doesn't say that. Positive outcomes of the project. It does say that, but it says it in both. Unexpected problems that arose. It says that in both as well. So F. The best example of a useful delusion, lines 88 to 89 is. So the useful delusion is one where it says, he operates under the useful delusion that what he's attempting is not risky. So you think there's not a risk. So we can break it down. The conviction that economic paradoxes exist. That's not a useful delusion. That's just an acknowledgement. The belief that the tunnel would only cost $2 million. That is true, right? It says they thought it would be easy. It would not cost much, at most $2 million. That's the useful delusion, so choice B. Number 14, based on the passage author would most likely agree that Hirschman was a man who. So we're looking at what was Hirschman. This is the economist. It says he loved paradoxes. He was a planner. So we can say definitely choice F is out. He wasn't a planner. Interesting, but didn't always make sense. Well, this whole passage is really kind of about his ideas. So G is out. Maliciously enjoyed other people's failures. There's no evidence he enjoyed them. He is fascinated by them, but doesn't enjoy them maliciously. Choice J, wrote memorably and had intriguing ideas. Absolutely. Choice J. Number 15, the main idea of the second paragraph. So the second paragraph is here. This is what they talk about. They thought the cost would be manageable, that the mountain was composed of soft rock and tunneling would be easy. However, once they get into it, they found out it's not, the next paragraph. So the main purpose that understood that it was the only barrier between Boston and the Pacific. That is not mentioned here, and it's not the only barrier necessarily. Included a leading engineer. That's not the main purpose. We're confident that the project was manageable and worthwhile. Absolutely. Manageable and worthwhile. Both are part of that paragraph. Choice C. Number 16. In the context of the passage, the phrase trapped in mid-mountain, line 90, functions as both. So this is where it says the entrepreneur takes risk, but does not see himself as a risk taker. He operates under the useful delusion that what he's attempting is not risky. Trapped in mid-mountain, people discover the truth. Because it is too late to turn back, they're forced to finish the job. So it's not foreshadowing. So we can eliminate H and J. It doesn't foreshadow something that is to come. It is a metaphor, trapped in mid-mountain, about how in the midst of something unexpected, you have to be creative. And it's also an allusion to the tunnel that didn't go as expected. So choice F. Number 17, based on the passage, Hirschman's interests were somewhat ironic. So ironic means unexpected in that sense. So it talks about Hirschman first around line 30. It says the economist Hirschman loved paradoxes. He was a planner, the kind of economist who conceived of grand infrastructure projects and bold schemes. Yet, as we go on and talk about his writing, he's mostly concerned when things didn't go as planned. So let's process and eliminate. Choice A says he encouraged others to seek challenges but didn't seek them himself. We have no idea. Choice B, he was a planner but saw benefit in projects not going according to plan. Absolutely. Choice C, wrote about creativity but wasn't creative. There's no evidence for that. Didn't see himself as a risk taker. There's no evidence of that. So the only one we know for sure is choice B. Number 18, which of the following statement best summarizes the point Hirschman is making in lines 70 to 80? So this whole thing is about difficult task, right? We have to make a tunnel and we think it's going to be easy, but it's not, but it has unexpected good consequences. And that's what he says here. Creativity comes as a surprise. We can't count on it and dare not believe in it until it happens. So which one of these statements best describes this statement, which describes the article? So our creativity fully emerges only during a task that is more difficult. Absolutely, choice F. Let's look at why the others are wrong. We often misjudge our creative abilities. It's not about misjudging our own abilities, it's about misjudging the task. Choice H, using creativity can make the task less routine and simple. It is not about making a task fun, it's about making a task manageable through creativity. And consciously making full use of our creative resources is the best way to begin a task. It's not about beginning a task, it's about adapting to the difficulties. So choice F. Number 19, as it is used in line 40, the phrase drew on most nearly means. So in this sense, it says he drew on an account of the Troy Greenfield folly and then presented in an even more elaborate series of paradoxes. So he's talking about it. He's using it as an example. He's referencing it. So D. Number 20, according to the passage, there isn't a line number. You have to find it. One reason dead bamboo is useless for pulping is that, so dead bamboo is described here around line 50. Dead bamboo was useless for pulping. It fell apart as it was floated downriver. So the answer is choice J. It fell apart in the water. Reach out if you have any questions. And our silly joke is, my teacher asked me to describe failure as succinctly as possible. I said, I can't. Have a good day.